Good afternoon, everybody. I'm going to talk to you now about the fourth topic we were asked to look at, which is the strategy that currently exists for training and learning at NYCHA and the future learning that we will be recommending. The first thing you have to understand is that every organization has a limited amount of resources that it can spend on doing these learning functions. NYCHA has a fairly good budget, but it can be improved if we optimize properly. One method to do that is by categorizing your employees into areas specific to the type of learning they will need. This diagram illustrates what is referred to as the 9-box concept. What it does is it shows you, depending on where the person falls out in terms of current performance, the bottom scale, versus what the potential performance of that person has been assessed at, what type of learning they should be given going forward. In reality, though, we should focus on the categories in the upper right-hand corner. Those are the areas where the individuals have fairly good performance, both currently and in the future, and if given the proper development and the proper strategy for developing them, they can clearly be developed into future leaders for NYCHA. These are a couple of the current programs that NYCHA has for development of its employees. As indicated earlier, the technical learning, covering the general technical areas, the interpersonal development, the non-technical / management areas, the mentoring program, which has been very well received, linking up senior executives with junior entrants into the professional field, and of course the existing tuition assistant and many more programs that are illustrated in our briefing book when you get a chance to look at the details. One thing I'd like to explain, though, is there are some special case learning concepts that would apply and do apply to NYCHA. The first one is the concept of extreme development. That is where you take an employee who has real potential going forward and put them in a situation which will stretch their ability to perform, putting them in areas outside their comfort zone, putting them in areas that will accelerate their learning by accomplishing specific objectives. In reality, we have one of these at NYCHA already, and that is the MBA program, where people are put out of their comfort zone, especially if you come from a technical area, and then you're asked to accelerate that learning into less than half the time that it would normally take. Another thing to link up with today's learning at NYCHA is the fact that teams are very important. They're a very important function in NYCHA's roles of conducting their business. We do have some recommendations, though, because there are pros and cons, which, again, we go through in our briefing book. But the real heart of this is what we recommend. To link up with the need for giving more opportunity to the promotables, we suggest that all future teams, if possible, be led by promotables, as long as they fit the appropriate job function that is required. And the rest of the team should be appropriately skilled for that particular team. For example, there should be some number of SMEs on that team that could apply their base and expertise in coming up with realistic decisions. And finally, any teams that are set up should be tied to NYCHA's strategic initiatives going forward. I'd like to talk about some recommendations, specific recommendations now, that we have on the existing learning programs at NYCHA. First off, in regard to the technical training, though it's been very good and there's a lot of positive feedback on it, it is not well understood, not well advertised or socialized to NYCHA. I've run across individuals during our interview process that didn't even know certain courses are being offered. That should be rectified. Also, why not take advantage of the existing staff that could be teaching some of these courses? We realize that NYCHA is strapped for resources, but that will give you a double bang. Not only will you have people that learn from those individuals and their experience at NYCHA, but they will learn their topic even better by being able to present it. And also, professional certifications. In many cases, when you teach a course, you get 2 or 3 times the credits for teaching a course than you would by just attending it. Talent development as a whole, the non-technical management / interpersonal skills, those are very good. Got a lot of positive feedback during interviews on it. However, there was a request that why can't there be more courses, like the ones that come up with a basic and an advanced course. Quickly, the last two, the Executive MBA, which I've already mentioned, let's move forward with it. There are more candidates that would fit well with that. And the industry conferences, which are an extremely good method for getting people to work with other people from other industries and learn from how other organizations do the things that we're trying to do. These are some advanced learning recommendations that we have. Won't go into too much detail, but they include mobile learning. Engineering rotational program should be revisited and restructured. A leadership development program, which we think is very important for future leaders of the organization at the director and above level, and some developed customized learning that a lot of senior executives have to have, and new prospective senior executives will need to learn. If you see any videos here that help you or that you like, do me a favor and subscribe to my channel. It doesn't cost anything. Thank you.